It is harder to do satire for the sole reason of that it's a little bit tense out there. You know, there have been families that have been, there have been family feuds and people and divorces and even families disowning their own children because of political differences. So it's no wonder that maybe comedy will not be welcomed right now. I think it's more social than anything else.
There are people who say sometimes things get too serious for satire.
Well, yes, it is very difficult to carry on your show and make people smile when there's too much tension, too much violence, and too much panic in the air. I think people, to accept satire, they need to be relaxed. If there is a mood of panic and anger, it makes you accepting logic, let alone satire, a very difficult task.
Was it easier to do satire when you had President Morsi in power, or do you think it would have been easier under Mubarak or someone?
Well, I think under Mubarak it was, you know, that door was not even there. Under the military council and after it, the Morsi, that door was a little bit open. It was kind of ajar, and I think it was still difficult under the Muslim Brotherhood with different kind of difficulties or different level of difficulties. Now, you know, there's a lot of powers at hand, and I think people are growing more and more restless and more tense about what's happening. So that's actually the main difficulty. The main challenge that we're facing is how to make people laugh and smile.
What do you think your job is?
My job is to make people accept criticism with a more relaxed mood, to hopefully tell people that it's okay to make fun of ourselves. It's not a bad thing to make fun of the government, even if we are on the same side, because it is a much nicer way for freedom of expression than throwing Molotov cocktails at each other.
But it couldn't it, encourage a very bleak view of what's happening politically in your country or any other country where a satirist is at work?
Well, you know, first of all, I mean, I have to say that things in Cairo are not that bad, because, you know, in the news they bring only the clashes. People still go to work, we still go to cafes and restaurants and cinemas. Of course, there is some turmoil in the streets, but, you know, life goes on, and again, I think the challenge that we have is bringing the smile to people, because it's very difficult to tell people to smile and laugh about yourself and make fun of yourself when they just want you to be on their side unconditionally.
Is it a smile that's based upon despair or jaundice, or is it a smile that's based upon optimism about the future?
Well, it's a little bit of both, because if you can make people laugh about they go through, that in itself is optimism. It's a reason enough to be an optimist, you know. But if there are certain people in the media or certain people in the you know, in the political scene that don't even want that to happen, that doesn't give a good outlook. So I think you need to continue to pound and press on that point that we need to make fun of everything, even the things that we're worried about. That is a step forward.
You're an optimist, are you?
I have to be an optimist, and you know, or else I couldn't. I would be a very sad soul in front of TV when the cameras roll. So I have to.
Politically, what do you think is going to happen in your country?
This is a question for the ages, sir, because for the past 3 years, if anything that I have learned in my country, that Egypt is quite unpredictable. We have been I always say that we have been the soap opera of the world. There's always something dramatic happening in this country. You have a president, now you don't have a president. You have a political power, now it's gone. I mean, we are very impressive. So I think we are going to continue to surprise the world and provide really good material for the news bulletins all over the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.